is up, ladies and gentlemen? You are watching the Premier League, sponsored by Twitch TV, hosted by Ange, and brought to you guys by TotalCommTears.com. You are in for a triple header today. Yes, a 3 complexity match. First up against WE, next up against Mineski, and lastly against Quantic Gaming, which we'll get to that in a couple hours from now. But yes, against WE, the Chinese beast from the East, although not really beasting it in Premier League. Only 4 points. Or 5.
Yeah, I want to call this Complexity of Palooza. Can we do that?
Sure.
Can we just refer to? Okay, all right. So Complexity Palooza begins. For our opening act, we do have we. Yeah, I'm Nebula, by the way. Luminous failed to introduce me.
Everyone knows who we are right now. Don't need to introduce.
I'm pretty illustrious.
Yes.
Nah, I just want to give a quick shout out to Artosis and Tasteless for being utter nerdballer casters. Those guys are awesome. Been watching the GSL for like the last 5 hours, or like the last 3 or 4 hours before this.
Wait, here's a question, not really rhetorical, but I guess you could take it rhetorically, right? Is it wrong for someone less famous to give a shout out to a more famous person?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Because that guy's awesome. Or both those guys are
No,
awesome.
I'm just saying, because like the shout out means nothing.
Nah, yeah, it does. We got some viewers. I don't think there's
It's like,
no viewers.
shout out to Obama. I think he's beast.
I'm
like,
sure some of these people have not watched the GSL.
That's
those
true.
People, they're bad people. You're a bad nerd if you haven't watched the GSL. All right.
or maybe they just don't like StarCraft 2. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, you don't gotta like StarCraft 2. You just gotta watch the GSL. After like 10 minutes, you'll be like, I'm in love with Tasteless. I'm just gonna watch this. Anyway, so we have bans here. Interestingly enough, Rasta made it to the second ban phase before he was banned. Like Complexity, very famous for their Rasta play and opting just to not take it here. Kind of interesting. I wonder why that would be.
Well, they gave away to Chen instead, which Complexity very happy to have that one instead. But the order of picks is what's mind-boggling as well. They went Venomancer, Crystal Maiden, and then Chen. So
Yeah,
I don't know if Crystal Maiden and Venomancer, although great heroes in their own right, precedes Chen, but that's how the pick order stands. We have a Windrunner, Shaker, and a Night Stalker. Now, WE's been picking Night Stalker throughout the Premier League. They haven't had the best standings. When Night Stalker was all the hype, we could kind of justify it. Now, not so much. It just shows that kind of they are comfortable with this hero. It is still a great hero. But against Chen, it is just tough, because Chen could Holy Press way back. Night Stalker doesn't kill very rapidly. It takes a while to chase and stuff. Of course, that's going to give Chen a lot of time to drop off an ultimate as well. And the slows from the Venomancer and the Crystal Maiden is going to be tough against Night Stalker.
Actually, if you look at Night Stalker right now, that's how I generally like the muscles around the shoulder area and the chest. That's about how I'm looking right now.
That's hot.
I'm pretty ripped. Yeah, it kind of looks like they're just kind of stuck in 2011, to be honest. 6 months ago, these would have been fine picks. And I had Windrunner first, followed up with Night Stalker would have been first. Followed up with the Night Stalker, but in the current metagame, it just doesn't work that way. Night Stalker is still a very strong hero. It's not like he's a terrible hero by any stretch of the imagination, but you're right, he's just not very good against Chen. You have other heroes like Venomancer and Crystal Maiden with large AoE slows and stuns, and you got to expect that to just not be quite as effective as it used to be. That said, he is still strong. Let's see if they can maybe do something with that. I don't have high hopes for it, to be honest.
Twin Head Dragon. I love this pick. He is very, very unplayed for many reasons, because he has no range. That
is it because he's terrible?
Because he's terrible. He pretty much is bad. Well, the good things about Twin Head Dragon is he is tank. In terms of support goals, he's one of the tankiest support. He has great crowd control in AoE. The problem with this hero is he needs so much level to actually do anything. He's a great pusher. Let's see if we're going to take advantage of Liquid Fire. Right now, in terms of WE's pushing lineup, they have Twin Head Dragon and Night Stalker. They push fairly decently. Night Stalker could run ahead and scare everyone off, and then you have the Liquid Fire to actually blow out the tower. But Beastmaster is the answer, and suddenly we're looking at very tanky front lines. You have the Chen creeps, you have the Beastmaster in the front, and we're stacking auras like no tomorrow. Inner Beast aura, Chen creep auras. Right now, it's a very beastly team on the Radiant side, no pun intended.
Pun completely intended. There's also the Arcane aura, though, I mean, looking at the new Crystal Maid, maybe they're not level that up. I don't know. Arcane aura, it's totally unnecessary.
Stats at level 9.
Stats way better.
Yes.
So I'm still really interested by this Crystal Maiden pick at number 2 here. I feel like Crystal Maiden isn't like a dire early game pick. You don't desperately need to pick her up. She can come in the later stages. Now that said, maybe they figured out that she's the most important hero for whatever strategy they tend to do. Maybe they decided, look, we have 8 to 10 playable heroes for us that all just really want to have a Crystal Maiden, and we're going to succeed with some combination of those anyway. So maybe they've decided that Crystal Maiden is just too important for them not to pick up.
Yeah, maybe. Although I guess this should be an aura game, since every hero here could benefit greatly from the aura. But we'll see. Let's see if the Arzard effect is affecting complexity right here. WE just picks up a Weaver, which by far is one of the worst carry statistically nowadays. But again, 2011, right? 2011 picks for WE.
Yeah, no kidding. Weaver just needs too much, man. He just needs too much. He doesn't have a lot of damage early on, and he doesn't have a lot of HP. He's got a lot of survivability early on, but it's not pure straight up, oh, we're going to have a battle and I'm going to stand there and hit you and you're going to stand there and hit me survivability. It's much more of a, I'm going to avoid battle survivability. So you still have to buy HP and damage to really make that happen. And oftentimes it just takes too long, and that's why I think Weaver has such a high loss rate. If anything goes wrong at any point in the game, he gets behind, and then it's a problem.
Right. Well, and he's up against a Beastmaster, who's actually generally a very strong counter to Weaver. You get a stun off, you follow with every other stun, and that's pretty much it. The only bright side going for them so far is actually the only stun that could prevent him from going straight into a time lapse. It is that Beastmaster War. So if Complexity don't pick up into any stun here, that Weaver might actually be pretty big, because I don't see... Oh, there's a Skeleton King. That's another 2 seconds.
I was about to say Skeleton King, but I was waiting for you to finish talking.
You weren't about to say Skeleton King.
No, I was totally going to say I want to see a Skeleton King.
How would you guess a Skeleton? That makes absolutely no sense to pick Skeleton King here.
No, I didn't guess that they were going to do it. I was going to say that I wanted them to do it, and then they just did it. This is awesome. So Skeleton King is an amazing hero. I don't believe this is 60-second cooldown, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
So he's actually significantly worse than he would be. That said, Jo is a really strong player, and I'm interested to see what they go for here. Yep. So we have TC. We'll be playing Beastmaster in middle. Pretty standard Beastmaster, or TC going to be probably soloing middle. He is going top up first. I'm not sure what that's about. Probably just going to be with their typical 5-man or 4-man up top. Yep, that is going to be it. We have Jo on SK. IX Mike will, of course, be playing Crystal Maiden. We got Fluff and Stuff playing that Chin. And bringing up the rear, we got Hannah Montana here with the Venomancer. Being a little bit slower to buy crap. Isn't quite with the rest of the team. Get with the picture, Hannah.
It is 6 a.m. in the morning.
It is. Well, it's pretty early. Actually, we've been up earlier than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got... for the dire side, we got PCT playing that Night Stalker. We got, wow, that's YYJ, which is not quite the same.
YYF is cousin.
Yeah. What's J in Chinese?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Oh, give me a letter and ask me what the hell that stands for, and then translate it. Okay.
No. Like YYF is Yaya Fang.
It's not Ya Fang. Holy shoot. It's Yue Feng. Come on, get that.
No, I watched the Chinese Dotacast and they said Yaya Fang.
YYJ on the Windrunner, ROC on the Shaker, QQQ on the Weaver, and Beat Kid, which that's really wrong. It is on Twin Heart Dragon.
It does say Beat Kid. Actually, no. My friend has 2 kids, and that's exactly what you should do. Every time I'm over there, I'm just like, hit him! Just hit him! Make him stop making
Nebula
noise.
should never be apparent. Although, actually, coming from China, that happens all the time. Which, by the way, Jo, you should expect him to go 4-staff. They patented a 4-staff Skeleton King, and they just use him as an initiator. We'll see if that's going to happen this game.
I think it's actually quite strong because oftentimes you used to see Lothars a lot of the times in the Asian scene on SK, because SK's biggest problem, he has 2 of them. Obviously, he has no getaway. I mean, he just reincarnates and he just kill you again. And the other problem is he's quite slow, and he really does want to be wailing on somebody. So it's difficult for him to just get right up next to somebody and have a bunch of free hits. 4-staff kind of fixes both of those problems, similar to a Lothar, but without the... It's not as good as a Lothar's, but without the counter. You can't just, buy wards and, oh, now your 4-staff doesn't work. So it's kind of an interesting little decision, and it does give him a bit more mana, so he doesn't have to go for necessarily a bunch of mana items. So I think you still want a Soul Ring, though. Actually, he's got a Ring of Protection. Tell me he's probably going to get a Brilliance Aura, though. He's not going to make a Vlad's, is he? He might make
You
Vlad
never
here.
know.
I mean, they are stacking auras here. I would not be surprised to see that eventually turn into a Vlad.
Nah, he's not gonna make Vlads. He's gonna be soloing against a Tri-Link on top. It's gonna be tough for him. Sentry Ward's already dropped down. They do have the Frostbite, which will review the Sakuchi if he decides to go into it. So you're looking at 2-second stun here, half a second stun on QQQ. It's gonna Centaur get in position. No, that thing's so fat. Weight Watchers, please. Unable to get off the stomp, and yeah, that would have been a kill.
Yeah, that was a bit of a miscommunication. Jo and IX Mike both kind of stunned within about half a second. Unfortunately, Jo's stun has to travel, so they were unable to communicate properly, and they ended up not chaining that stun quite well enough. They probably would have had about another second, maybe a half second of stun. I'm not sure that it would have got the kill, but it would, would have been a little bit better.
Yep. Which, by the way, we are playing on the Singapore server. Shout out to freaking Complexity. I don't think they're required by the rules to play on the Singapore server. They just like, we're nice guys. So we're going to do it. Shaker roams to a top lane. I like this choice because guess what? They are chasing QQQ all the way out of their lane. And now with Shaker in position, they give themselves a little bit more survivability. Although look towards Complexity, see it's like, oh, Shaker, we'll kill you instead.
Yeah. This is one of the most frustrating things you can do with Weaver is be forced to run down into the river. And then you're like, well, I can spend my half of the remaining mana just to try and get back into the lane.
Meanwhile, ROC under tower. Can he be okay? Yeah, the Centaur keep chasing. It should be fine. Oh, actually. Oh, hell. Okay. Whew. That looked really close. He's going to tango and salve up. Centaur Greek buys the dust. And here comes Weaver. He does have Invis Rune. That doesn't mean anything, though, because sentries are on the ground. So he's got to be somewhat careful. And now, despite the fact that the Complexity Tri-Link has not been killing too much, they're killing a lot of creeps because Jo very happy with his CS. 9 and 4 right here. In comparison, QQQ's got 2 and 1. So even though not many kills are happening, they are winning the lane surely through farm.
Oh, yeah, and he's starting to get some denies, too, as they're starting to focus a little bit more on that. With Earthshaker here, they can't be quite as aggressive about trying to kill QQQ. They can probably just go on the Earthshaker, though. I don't think Weaver can really make them pay, though. They are going to get a bunch of harass on Jo here. Flip Stuff, though, is going to come around from the trees, where we got a net. There's going to be a stun. We're going to see a Frostbite after this, and Earthshaker will be dead for sure. Oh, no, not even Frostbite, just straight up hitting. QQQ goes after Jo, though, and he might end up picking this up. He's going to salve up there. No Geminate attack. We're going to see a... Oh, he will get him down, but he's going to die for his...
Here's where you type worth it. When it's not really worth it at all.
Yeah, at all, yeah. But he will die for his heresy. So down goes the Weaver. I guess Skeleton King's kind of demonic himself, so maybe not heresy so much as virtue. I don't know. On bottom, Hannah Montana has got herself about 8 creep kills going up against that Windrunner who is 12 and 7, but that's to be expected. Windrunner against the solo Vino. Vino's going to be okay. He's not necessarily going to get completely dominated, but for the most part, I think Windrunner should pick up most last hits.
Yep, and looks like IX Mike says, screw Arzat, gonna pick up some Arcane Aura.
Oh no, what are you doing, Mike? What are you doing?
Man, this is the right thing to do. You look at your team, they need mana. Look at your Skeleton King.
How dare you utilize all of your hero's skills? That is ridiculous.
Nah, man.
That's not how we play.
No, I'm disappointed. No Pro Crystal Maiden ever gets his ultimate. Maybe because it sucked, but still. Man, when you when you just pop it out in a team fight and you get like a double kill, worst feeling or best feeling in the world.
I think the only time you can actually get your ultimate is when you have the Arzart build and you don't have Arcane Aura and you've got a bunch of tank.
Man, you just get right at 6 and they charge you. And you're like, oh, free kill. You're like, nope, double.
So B Kid, who really should get some counseling. That's a ridiculous tag. Is rotating middle here, but he can't actually do anything. He's got no HP.
And no mana either, you know? But he does have Liquid Fire, that passive, well, you know, it doesn't cost any mana.
The damage is magical. It's magical damage. Oh, hey, man, I'm restarting my show, and I got to think of show names. So all the people watching, if you've got a sweet show name, a much more educational version, send it here because I don't go to my Facebook page and send it because I can't figure one out.
Nebula like Counseling featuring
all I've got
Key.
Is like the Dota show, like Dota Magic, like
Dota Magic,
After Dark, Dota After Dark. Like, none of these are very good. So you get it. Send me a good name. Nebula Nightly sounds way too cheesy.
You should. That sounds like a
Dota 101
prostitute name.
Dotaology, Nebulous Galactic Dota Show. Like, none of these are really that fantastic.
Beastmaster grabbing himself an illusion. Nice transition. And it looks like TC gonna secure himself a lot of mana regen, and that's gonna be how he dominates the lane. You can see that PCT very low on mana. What Beastmaster gonna do is spam the access, push the creep wave, and then thus keep on ensuring that he gets a 6-minute rune as well.
Oh, hold on, up top here, we have a bit of an initiation here. There's a backward, so they can see Earthshaker, but a nice stun here and dual breath on IX Mike's going to take a bunch of damage. We're going to see some bugs here being fired. It looks like Crystal Maiden just goes after Jakiro instead. I think CM will go down, but at the loss of Jakiro, and they might get Earthshaker as well. Nope, not another stun here. QQQ comes to the back, gets a bunch of harass on Flip and stuff. Jo, they're kind of in a bit of a poor position now, but luckily for them, TC is going to go ahead and rotate from top lane. Meanwhile, PCT just doesn't give a shit. Like, will my team's die? That's fine. I'm going to go back to farming. Kind of a interesting mix of philosophy there. One thing Complexity is very much known for is their team play. And TC immediately, upon any danger from their teammate, ran right up top to try and help him out with that illusion.
Oh, TC, he was raising his hand to give a hand signal and a roar to PCT. Unfortunately, PCT a little bit too quick. He doesn't even have the boots to speed. How the hell did he get out of roar range? Maybe it's going to be coming right now. No, TC don't want to engage too much under the tower focus, and we do have PCT channeling some Pinoy. Going to be bottle crawling it up. On the bot lane here, we have Hannah now with, I guess, his teammate drawing the support
kill
away.
Up top here is Earthshaker does go down to Jin. Sorry.
Why the hell am I watching the other lane when all the action...
Jayo immediately gets a stun. We're going to have a frostbite here probably as well before he's able to get away, and down he goes. So 2 kills there for Complexity. Big time up top. Complexity
not shy to buy those sentries, as this is like the 3rd or 4th sentry I've been seeing drop, and it's it's been paying off so far.
Yeah, IX Mike playing a little bit to like Evil is near here, except he's preemptively dropping them as opposed to just dropping them immediately when they're perfectly necessary.
Nah, that's not Evil's near. You will see 3 more on the same area.
You can never be too sure, really. Anyway, on that bottom lane, Winner continues to farm it up. Now, Winner is going to really have to utilize this farm for we to really do a whole lot here, because while Night Stalker is getting a decent amount of farm in the middle, he does have a bottle. He still doesn't yet have boots, and it is already nighttime. Without boots, it's going to be mitigated a little bit, though. He just now gets the gold, and I'm assuming he's going to run some boots to him pretty quickly and probably go for a little bit of gang action.
Yep. He does have his bottle refill. Unfortunately, no boots of speed. That's going to really slow down his gank rate. And still, he's not leaving the lane. One of the most dangerous things to leave the lane against Beastmaster as well. He'll axe your creep wave and push it very quickly.
Yeah,
he does have the inner beast aura as well, and that means his creep will push even more so. So it's kind of like a game of chicken. Who's going to leave to gank first? If Night Stalker leaves first, then your tower's going to get pushed.
Interesting, no call, not even a single point in Call of the Wild here, so he doesn't even have the Hawk to be scouting runes. He's just straight up relying upon movement, because I don't think they have any runes either, or wards rather.
Yeah, I think 6 minutes.
Oh, he's just bottle crowing, that's right.
Okay. Going back on the bot lane here, we have Gale on YYJ. He does have the face speed already finished, and he's trading a lot of hits against Hannah. Hannah dodges power shot, nicely done here. And YYJ is going to back the hell up. YYJ should be going for his Ring of Regeneration for that mech. So I just really like the build-up of Windrunner's items in the lane, because all the small parts you get are really good for laning as well.
Yeah, definitely super good. I think Windrunner has one of the best natural progressions of items in all of Dota. Yep. She gets strong laning items, and then they become very good mid-game items, and she also gets still very strong late-game items. It's just a really good combination. Earthshaker takes a bunch of damage here. He is going to go down up top. We see another kill there. This time, TC goes up top. We're going to have a roar on Jakiro, and Beat Kid is going to get beat down. Down he does go. It looks like PCT goes up top, though. It goes after Flub and stuff. Unfortunately for him, there is a whole lot of Complexity heroes there, and it looks like that's not going to help. And QQQ is going to go down as well. Flub and stuff may finally die, but I think they'll probably get NS as well. Nope, not another stun from Jo. They're not quite ready. We see TP's back in. Earthshaker gets a nice block on Jo, though, and this may end up costing CK his life. He does have an ulti, so he will reincarn. But as I said, without any kind of evasion, they can just kind of go on him again, though. Looks like Earthshaker not enough mana for another Fisher, so I think he's actually going to be fine. PCT may want to, this may be a little bit too boss here. He's going to get, yeah, that was close.
A great move by Jo, stunning the Twin Head Dragon because he realized he was only stunned. IX Mike's going to take a stun to the face. ROC, another, short of the mana for the stun, or maybe not waste, wanting to do it. ROC been dropping some nice fissures here, but the access earlier from the Beastmaster cut off the natural, I guess, path. And now B-Kid in trouble again. That fissure not helping out his teammate. Ooh, that's going to be rough as we see Complexity up to a 10-4 lead right here.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive battle there. Complexity really, they got themselves in a bit of a tight spot there, but they did a really nice job of getting out of it. Complexity, because of their kind of mid-game team play, they get very good at team fights. Just as a group, they're very strong in doing that. So even in the early game, they're only level 5, 6, 7 right now. Even in that phase, they're very strong at managing to survive with very little HP as a group. They really watch out for each other, and it's really nice to see actually in the world of Dota, in which people are such greedy players. It's nice to see a team that is just all about each other.
Yep, and it's so good that now the Fluff and Stuff hits level 6, which means if he has a Mono to do it, which he did it in the last fight, he would have Hand of God and Force's Holy Persuasion as well, which in combination of Skeleton King, while he respawns back, he gets surrounded by 3 or 4, you send him back, and just like big troll lol. We have B-Kid again reconnecting, so despite being in the Singapore server, it seems like they do have a little bit of lag issue, which gives us a little bit of time to check on CS. 29 on the Night Stalker, 36 on YYJ. Is he leading in terms of farm? He's not even close. 45 on Beastmaster, 39 on Hannah, and 32 on Jo.
Yeah, that 45 is even more impressive on TC because he did just roam top to gang a bunch, whereas YYJ has not left bottom lane yet. Though TC does get a couple incidental creep kills with axes when he goes gang. It's kind of one of those, oh, that's a bummer. I got some creep kills too. Rough. But
I don't think he's unhappy with that. It's like Earthshaker's like, oh, Oting? Heroes? No. Just getting some creep kills too.
Yeah, ignore the fact that there was 12 creeps there. I got some heroes. I hit a hero. So there's, actually, Hannah is managing to get more farm than YYJ right now. The YYJ does have 9 more denies than him. He's got 3 more actual last hits, which means he's actually ahead in levels right now, though he has been pulling a little bit to maybe make that happen. So nice play from Hannah bottom.
Yeah, dumb wards is just broken. Like at a certain point, once you max the wards, which he does have now, and he has Arcane Boost with Mana Regeneration, he just plops on 5 of them, and he just basically last hits every single creep. And it's just a lot easier even compared to Winner. Winner actually had to try for last hits. Hannah's just like, well, we have 8 things last hitting for me, so.
Yeah, you just spend like 100 mana and you just have Rasta's ultimate, and you just like every 5 seconds you throw down another 20 mana and you just continuously have it. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
I really like the progression of the Venomancer build, because back in the day you would only always see his poison being leveled up, and you would just see a little bit of Plague Wards for vision, and then people started realizing, wow, if I just mass Plague Wards, I just dominate every lane like completely. So it's nice to see that kind of cycle. One thing that Dota, because of the sheer number of heroes in Dota, it's really hard to kind of learn every single interaction. And really, I think it's almost impossible. Even the pros of the pros don't know every interaction if you have the 10 different heroes on the map every single time. So it's just a constant progression. Every time there's little changes made, the metagame shifts pretty dramatically because of that. Dota is just such a fantastic esport because of that. I love it.
Yeah, man. It's not just the heroes. I feel like a lot of teams are afraid to make innovation or creative plays, but once someone makes it, it's there. It's constantly there. Like, for a history lesson for you guys, it was King J from eHome, I think he was playing on, way back when, that actually brought up Venomancer, skill Plague Wards, or maybe it's another Chinese team that did it. But I think King J was the person that really made it famous. And it's innovation like those, or maybe, like you put Twin Head Dragon mid as Navi. They innovate every day, but it seems like no other team could actually take their innovation.
Well, what I really like about Navi is they're all incredibly skilled players, but on top of that, they are not afraid to just try things. Like, they will just straight up try things. Now, the thing about them is, because they're so good, they'll still kind of succeed even while just trying stuff. Nope, we just get an immediate resume there, not even a question of whether or not we should go. That's minorly annoying, but that's alright.
Well-mannered by PCT.
Yeah, it's sick manners. Anyway, yeah, so PCT's almost got himself some treads, though during the gang phase, I think he did get 2 kills, so he got himself a couple kills there. We only have level 3 on Jakiro and level 4 on Earthshaker. That is going to be a developing story, I feel, because when your supports start to get strongly behind the opposing supports, your team starts to lose every single team battle. Let
me tell you, that's going to be a slow developing story, if you know what I'm saying, because right now the gang party going on the top lane, and Weaver not getting the room to farm despite having Sakuchi.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, you pick Weaver because he really can't die in the early phases, except QQU has died 3 times, so can't die, has died a bunch. Not really working out for him. Not really working out for him.
And here comes double centaur coming on the mid lane. You can see that in the jungle. Very offensive ward being dropped down the high plateau by the Radiant side. They see the Weaver. Despite having Sakuchi though, they have sentry wards. I presume no sentry here right now. QQQ should be okay unless he eats a Frostbite, which again reveals invisibility. You see Crystal Maiden skilling Frostbite up to level 3 and JL threatening to get off a stun. All they were waiting for is a single Frostbite, and that Weaver can be very easily picked off.
Yeah, we actually see Beastmasters rushed a Hood of Defiance, and I mean rushed. All he's got is boots, the bottle, and a Hood of Defiance. That's a really nice purchase. There's a lot of magical damage on the Scourge side. Heroes like, Beastmaster, Earthshaker, or not Beastmaster, Balinar and Earthshaker are really the way you're going to die in the early phase. So picking those up is a really nice choice. There's just pure magical damage on the Scourge side. The only real DPS is obviously Night Stalker when he's chasing, and Weaver who has no DPS. So nice choice, nice choice.
Yeah, now back on the complexity lineup, as we see, Winra denies the bot tower, but top tower is destroyed here by Skeleton King. Mid push comes in, teleportation comes in as well. It's going to be Jo leading chart. We do have a lot of stun being dropped on Jo. Not the best chain stun. They got to back out now because everyone else is TPing as well. Purple, that is the Beastmaster. Can we get off a roar? Yes, he can. ROC is going to get roared up. Stun from Jo is going to be coming up. Gale is going to hit as well. One kill goes off. Are they going to keep on chasing? They're running low in terms of mana and not many stuns left. Yeah, I do believe that YYJ a little bit out of position. Instead, Jo gonna go for PCT, who runs right into a team of enemy heroes. QQQ gonna get brought down as well. PCT gonna get killed. They're just going in one by one. Well, here comes B-Kid. He is gonna go down as well. Winran is gonna shortly follow. Jo has so much mana. Where the hell does he get all this mana? Well, that is gonna be a team wipe.
Yeah, that was like a clinic on how not to fight a team battle from WE there. Basically what you don't want to do is split your team up into two halves and then go in one at a time on two different fronts into a group of 5. That's kind of what you might call a buzzsaw. You're just going to get annihilated, and that's exactly what happened. IX Mike pretty close to dying there. They did turn around and try and pick her off. They got really greedy going after those double Ds, and immediately Chin just ultimated, and they saved him easily. So really nicely played there from Complexity. A little bit of a poor battle, really, to be honest, from WE. I would like to mention that I really like the TP in middle from SK first. Now, his ultimate was actually off cooldown, but just a side thought in of that.
Yes.
Because of the long chain on the TPs in nowadays, sending in your hero who can die if they all nuke him immediately is a really nice choice. Now, he didn't actually have ultimate, so that could have gone terribly. But if he did, it would have been a spectacular choice to TP in SK first.
And it's not like WE, well, unless they know the cooldown of that ultimate by heart. It's not they know that the ultimate is not online. So just the sight of Skeleton King TPing in might just deter them from actually going on, because 3 more TPs following in. Actually, more on the Skeleton King, it actually makes a lot of sense, because generally you pick Skeleton King against big AoE ultimates that has long cooldown. I'm talking about Chain Frost, Ravage, things like that. And I was wondering, why the hell did they pick Skeleton King? I really think they just picked it for the survivability and the Vamp Aura. Because if, again, right now Complexity is stacking over with Chen creeps, and as we see a fight going on in the middle lane, PCT gets surrounded by a lot of stuff. But Inner Beast Aura, Vamp Aura, someone's making a Vlads. It actually might be Skeleton King making a Vlads. They're stacking the aura so much. Centaur creeps, that every single one of your units, creeps included, are just so tough and so durable compared to anyone else's creeps and whatever else.
Yeah, and actually, Jo has opted to get 2 levels of Import Aura with no levels of crit, and he's also got his Force Staff now. So typically you do level up 2 points into stats early on. You typically go 1 stun, stat, stun, stat, stun, so that you have enough mana to actually cast multiple stuns and have an ultimate. You couple that with a Force Staff, but now his mana pool is going to be quite large. It looks like we're actually going to see a 4-man push up in middle, Navi style right now, 14 minutes in. A little bit late for Navi, but still, they are getting a bit of a push, and this Tier 3 tower's taking a bunch of damage, and with those 3 Centaurs and the full Complexity team there, I'm actually sure we can defend this. It looks like a Complexity maybe wants to get a move on Lollapalooza here, or Complexity-a-Palooza rather, as they want to get into the second set maybe.
They're like, man, Steam has delayed us for a bit,
Yeah.
Let's make this one quick.
We've got a long day ahead of us. Let's just make this quick. Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, they got a little bit harassed at middle tower, and the next time they go for it, that thing's just going to fall, like, immediately. Especially if there's 3 Centaurs again, which I'm guessing there are going to be. So that's going to be a bit of a problem for them to try and defend. They have a decent amount of AoE, but there's just so much tank in that Beastmaster with the hood and the complex, obviously, Jo, so Chin's ultimate. It's going to be very rough for Wii.
Yep. And checking on that slow and developing story, level 5 on the Twin Head. Level 6 on the Shaker. They're just not cutting. And guess what? Beastmaster pipe is up. Just can you imagine 400 magical damage being blocked? Can it even deal 400 magical damage? That is the question. We got a kill going on the bot lane. Chen picked up the Night Stalker. The push continued with 3 Centaur. That's just a lot of meat shields to go through. And right now
we have a hasty TC going after YYJ here, who is going to get healed by his magic one, but I don't think it's going to be... Yep, he is going to actually survive. Yeah, I actually think if he drops that pipe and the whole team runs in the middle, they actually will just barely remove the pipe debuff.
Yes.
After that, like, that'll just be free racks.
Pretty much. They're just waiting for Skeleton King to push the creep equilibrium on the top lane. Hand of God drops on the top bot just for a little bit extra healing. They're going to take this last tier too. And they could go for the Rosh if they want to as well. But I think... What is Jo? Jo is just like holding hands with QQQ, farming on the top lane. He's denying as well. Look at him.
But he has put 1 point into crits, and he just critted 3 out of 4 attacks. 2 on QQQ and then 1 on a creep. So immediate dividends there from his 15% critical strike. Oh man. But yeah, the Skeleton King finally now getting a point of crit, so he's not just going to max Aura. I was not going to be shocked to see him just max Aura and then get a Vlad's, to be honest. The way that Complexity's playing right now, I 100% expect them to do something like that.
Here comes the Rosh. I don't think any response is going to come from WE because, well, they can't. Who's going to pick up the Aegis? Are they going to put it on Jo and just be like...
No, I bet they put it on TC. I'm going to guess the Beastmaster takes it here. Nope, Skeleton King does take it. Wow, okay. That's an interesting choice. His ulti, it does have the longer cooldown right now, but... I mean, they're not going to focus him, I don't think. Even with 1 ultimate, he's not worth focusing. With 2 ultimates, there's just no way they're going to do that. So I feel like a better choice would have been maybe the Venomancer or the Beastmaster. But yeah, you know, Complexity's very good.
Well, the thing is, right now, like, there's no damage up on WE at all. BK is going to be out of position. They are indeed going to focus on Jo because he's going to force half of himself. And there's a pipe being popped right now. War on the on YYJ because BK is dead. Windrun is going to be dead as well. Look at the stuns from the Centaur. Nice chain here by Chen. Nice micro. And now QQ trying to run out. Sentry War, True Sight is down as well. QQ trying to make it out alive. Not going to be able to do so. And GG, game 1. Let's go next.
Hey, small victories though, because Weaver got the courier before he died.
Damn.
So that's something. So do we have to actually wait for the final score screen here?
I guess so.
All right. Well, I don't have to wait for the final score screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop out and go into the next game to let them know what's up. So a very quick first game here from Complexity. Well executed all around. Nice.
SK push strat.
Yeah, it's sick. I mean, to be fair, if you're gonna push really early on, having a hero that just reincarnates, like just free Aegises, is pretty good. I believe we had first pick. Yeah. Sorry, there was a discussion in the chat for the next game of who had first pick in that game. So yeah, Complexity's showing that they don't need Rasta to do anything.
Radiant victory.
Are you just watching this in?
Pretty much.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna watch Hangun and Lucira play.
You will not watch whoever versus whoever play.
I'm totally doing it right now. Hydralisk, man, there's so